spot. It is going to be a chore. They did take 3 out of 4 last week from MMI, who is a game ahead of LBW for that 6th and final playoff spot. The only issue LBW has is that they need help from Reed State, who has not won a conference game all year. They're 0-32. So basically, LBW would need to sweep all 4 of these games and I guess get Reed State to win 1 of the 4. Because if they finish tied for the 6th spot, LBW would win the tiebreaker because they won 3 out of 4. So we'll give you the batting lineup. Enterprise, the Lady Boll Weevils wearing the dark black tops with the green, I guess, forest green pants with numbers in the white trim. This will be the batting lineup. They'll be facing LBW's Elena Smith. Number 21, the first baseman's Chloe Jones. Caitlin Money, number 3, is at second. 23, Allie Whitehead in center. Cleanup batters, number 24, Shaq Washington. 4 is Grace Jernigan, the left fielder. Madison Meeks, number 27, is at third. Kelsey Ellenberg, number 8, is the right fielder. Kaylee Cooper, 00, is at short. The DP is number 1, Aaliyah Wallace. She'll be batting for the pitcher, Gracie Bonds. So that lineup again is Jones, Money, and Whitehead. Washington, Jernigan, and Meeks. Ellenberg, Cooper, and Wallace for Lady Saints wearing the all-whites with the blue trim on the numbers. From left to right, from third base to first base, will be number 2, Brooklyn Barrow. Number 20 is Cambry Doss. 37, Savannah Clemens. 17 is Chloe Ragsdale. The outfield from left to right is number 10, Olivia Michael. Number 1, Carly Hops. Number 12 is Elizabeth Hancock. Behind the plate, 22 is Alex Carroll. In the circle, number 9 is Elena Smith. Smith will be making appearance number 22 on the season. That's tops on the team. She has a record of 2-5, ERA of 5.92. She has walked 35 and struck out 25 in 62 2/3 innings. They are introducing the starting lineups. While we do that, we'll go ahead and give you the standings in Division II. Central Alabama 31-1 in conference play, so they'll be the 1 seed. Looks like there's still a battle for the 2 seed between Bishop State and Wallace Dothan. Bishop State at 24-7. Wallace Dothan's a game back at 23-9. Looks like there's a battle for the 4th spot with Bevel and Enterprise State. Bevel a half game up on Enterprise. 19-12 is Bevel. Enterprise is 19-13. Mentioned MMI is the 6th seed at 14-18. LBW game back 13-19. Coastal North 9-23. Chat Valley 7-25. We mentioned Reed State 0-32. Apparently the ACCC State Baseball Tournament, this would be the Division II tournament in Montgomery, started yesterday. Central Alabama a 7-2 winner over Bishop. And Bevel was a 5-3 winner over LB Wallace. So today, the 2 games, Central Alabama and Wallace Dothan, the noon game going on right now. That'll be followed at 3 by Bevel State and Enterprise. Friday's games, you've got the loser of Game 3, which is the Central Alabama Wallace Dothan game, taking on LB Wallace. Game 6 will be the loser of Game 4. The Bevel State Enterprise loser will take on Bishop at 2 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, the winner of Game 4, the 11 o'clock game, against the winner of Game 3, which is the Central Alabama Wallace Dothan winner. And, of course, you can hear all that on JockJive.com. And as the teams take the respective line, the baselines, it is time for, I believe, for our national anthem. Not sure if you could hear, but that's, in my opinion, the second best rendition of the national anthem of all time. That's Chris Singleton. Of course, Whitney's on a whole other level, in my opinion. So as we mentioned, mathematically still a shot here for LBW, but unfortunately it's a bit of a long one because they need winless Reed State to beat MMI at least once, and they have to sweep Enterprise, who's already in. Enterprise a 3 seed, so they'll be heading to Alabaster, I believe, next week. JockJive will be bringing that to you. I would love to help Robert, but unfortunately my day job, if you haven't watched one of my broadcasts before, the sports editor at the Gulf Breeze News in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Gulf Breeze has a lot of teams in postseason play right now. If you're an Alabamian and you've had a son that played high school baseball, you'll be able to track this one a little bit. From what I understand now, Alabama High School, the AHSAA, plays a best-of-3 series for every postseason round now. Florida, for the first time, is doing that in their regional rounds. They're in the regional quarters right now, so Gulf Breeze and Childs out of Tallahassee will be playing Game 2 later tonight. So yours truly will be burning up the highway the second this one's over to get back home. As the left-handed hitting Chloe Jones will lead it off here. Corner infielder's in about a step or two. Looks like the middle infielder's in as well, anticipating some sort of slap bunt. And our first pitch at 105 is a strike call. Again, Elena Smith in the circle. ALAYNAH says the electronic scoreboard here at LBW. The 0-1 pitch to the lefty is strike 2 called. If you've seen our broadcast this year, we're outside. Thankfully, the press box covering up all the broadcast equipment, so we're not able to see down either line in this camera shot. The 0-2 is going to be low and away. And we're also probably about 40, 50 feet away. Even with a crowd mic, we cannot hear our home plate umpire, so I'll do my best not to play umpire, which I've done once or twice, just out of habit. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit to left field. Left fielder on the run will make the catch. That's Olivia Michael for out number 1. That'll bring Caitlin Money to the plate, number 3. Money coming into play today, leading the team in hitting, 343. No homers, but 27 RBIs. She bats from the right side, up in the box. Pitch from Smith. The bunt is down, but it's fouled. I was talking with Robert on the way here. Obviously, JockJive, I knew this, that JockJive will do the ACCC state baseball and softball tournaments. They'll also do the district round. I'm not sure if it's the Mississippi champion that they would face to get to the Nationals. So they have to play that extra round. Strike is called, and Alabama, the Alabama champion, will host those games. So JockJive will be bringing you that after the ACCC tournaments. JockJive also doing the Georgia tournaments as well. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off the netting to the right. Enterprise kind of has maybe a Michigan State look to them with the green and white. I don't know if the Spartans use black or not, but Lady Weevil's donning the black tops. Hopefully it's dry fit and not that old school polyester. It looks like it is. The 0-2 swung on into shallow right. Center fielder, second base on the move. Just foul by maybe a foot. He's not in your shot, but our base umpire down there right on top of the call. Driving up from Gulf Breeze today, it's about a 2-hour drive. It has been cloudy and overcast pretty much the entire way up here, but I did check the Weather Channel. No chance of rain. The 0-2 is a ground ball right side. Second baseman has it over to first. In time for the out. Goes 4-3. Clements to Ragsdale. It will be anywhere from the low to mid-80s today. Another warm day here in the heart of God's country. Wind blowing in a little. Maybe able to see the flag whipping around out there. And I'm not sure if you can hear it at home, but boy, I can hear it in my headset when the crowd mic collides with that wind. The pitch is a strike called to Allie Whitehead, the center fielder. 61 RBIs on the year. My goodness. To go with 13 home runs, she's batting .336. The pitch. I am not 100% sure if the ACCC awards a Freshman of the Year in the ACCC, but I imagine Miss Whitehead's got to be in that discussion. Some gaudy numbers for the freshman. She'll be the center fielder in the bottom of the first. Elena Smith's 1-1, missing inside, ball 2. Claire Goodson, the head coach at Enterprise. Caitlin Hadley here, the coach in Andalusia at LBW. Wasn't sure what it was, but I was on my way in here today. There was some sort of ribbon-cutting ceremony here in Andalusia, the 2-1 pitch. May have to ask Coach Hadley in between innings what that was. Ball 3. Smith's 3-1 to Whitehead is strike 2 called in the inside corner. We will do our best. We will check the baseball standings. Of course, the D2 tournament going on right now. Payoff pitch is a ground ball, foul to the left side. The Division II tournament going on right now. Wallace Dothan, the 1 seed at 26-10. Enterprise finished a game back, 25-11. Bishop and Bevel 2 games back at 24-12. Central Alabama LBW finishing at 20-16. The pitch is a chopper. Second baseman can't get to it. It's a base hit. So a 2-out single for Allie Whitehead. Just out of the reach of Savannah Clemens. So I see your Coastal North missing by 1 game at 19-17. So I want to give a big shout out and congrats to Keith Griffin on an incredible career. He came back a few years ago. Won the state title last year. The pitch. He was the head coach over there when it was known as Jeff Davis in '98, won the national title. So they finished 27-25 in 1 game out of a postseason spot. The 1-0 pitch is hit well to left. It's gone. It's a homer if it's fair. It is gone. 2-run shot by Shaq Washington. And the Lady Weevils take the game's first lead. It's 2-0. Had a lot of height, but hit hard as Shaq Washington, also known as Shakira Washington. Home run number 8 on the year for her. RBIs number 36 and 37. So we mentioned the slim chance that LBW has just got slimmer. As the right-handed hitting Grace Jernigan to the plate. Trying to see the electronic scoreboard down there in left center has where they're from. It looks like it says Dale, Alabama. I guess lesson of the day, folks, when you're a youngster and your mom says move back from the TV, you may want to listen because I didn't. It's hard to see the fine print on the scoreboard out there. It does say Smith is a sophomore. The 1-0 pitch is a strike called. So there's a strong chance that a lot of these sophomore ladies here in white, this will be their final home game ever. Well, today and game 2. The 1-1 pitch fouled off the end of the bat, a ball and 2 strikes. Jernigan, a freshman, coming in at .305. She's got 1 homer and 12 RBIs on the year. It's a nice warm day, but somewhat cool breeze blowing. Great day for softball here in Andalusia. The 1-2 pitch is a chopper. Third baseman has it. Got to get rid of it quick. Over to first. She's safe. Pulled her off the bag, so that's going to be an E5. Madison Meeks will bat, number 27. Comes in batting .216, no homers, 11 RBIs. I believe Enterprise about 30 minutes from here, somewhere in that ballpark. And the pitch is a chopper. Third baseman charging this time. Throw over to first. They'll get her this time. That'll go 5-3 for out number 3. But Enterprise with a pair. Shaq Washington, the 2-run homer. And they lead 2-0 here after half inning. We will keep it here and introduce the LB Wallace batting lineup. That'll be facing number 2, Gracie Bonds. Number 1 is the center fielder, Carly Hops. 37 is Savannah Clemens, the second baseman. 17, the first baseman, is Chloe Ragsdale. Cleanup batter number 10 is Olivia Michael. She's in left. Brooklyn Barrow. Number 2 is at third base. Alex Carroll behind the plate. Wears number 22. Number 12 is Elizabeth Hancock in right. 20 is Cambry Doss, the shortstop. 4 is Kylie Duncan, the DP, batting for the pitcher, Alana Smith. So it's Hobbs, Clemens, and Ragsdale, Michael, Barrow, and Carroll, Hancock, Doss, and Duncan. Defensively for the Boll Weevils, from left to right, from third to first, will be number 27, Madison Meeks, 00, Kaylee Cooper, number 3, Caitlin Money, and 21 is Chloe Jones. The outfield from left to right, number 4, Grace Jernigan, 23, Allie Whitehead, and 8 is Kelsey Ellenberg. Behind the plate, Shaq Washington, number 24. In the circle, Gracie Bond. She wears number 2. For Bonds, this will be appearance number 25. She leads the team in that department. Record of 11-5. She has walked 38, struck out 59, and 108 innings. She pretty much leads the team in every pitching category. We'll go over the Division I baseball standings as we move along here. As Carly Hops will bat. And she hits one high to the right side, second base going out, but the right fielder coming in will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. That is Ellenberg on the catch. Savannah Clemens to the plate. Clemens coming into the action today, leading the team in hitting at .384, 14 doubles, 3 home runs, 25 RBIs. And the first pitch she sees is swung on and fouled out of play to the right. So those baseball standings we were telling you about. Coastal South leads Division I by a half game over Shelton and Gadsden. So a tight race up top. 21-8 is Coastal South. Shelton and Gadsden both 20-8. Northwest Shoals at 16-12. Southern Union Chat Valley tied for 5th at 15-13. The pitch is popped up. Pitcher will make the catch. Bonds for out number 2. And then Wallace Hansville is a half game back at 15-14. So still a lot of movement will take place here in Division I over today and Saturday. And again, JockJive will bring you that state tournament as well. Like I said, I wish I could help Robert, but right now, unfortunately not the case, as Chloe Ragsdale from Molino, so she's either a Tate Aggie or a Northview Chief, one of the two. 1-0 to Ragsdale. She bats from the left side, and it's going to miss outside. Ragsdale is batting .232 on the year. She has 2 triples, no homers, but 13 RBIs. The pitch popped up, left center fielder on the run. Whitehead lays out for the highlight reel grab. So a 3-up, 3-down bottom of the first for LBW, as Enterprise will come to the plate here in the top of second with a 2-0 lead here on JockJive. Back to the action here in the top of the second. It'll be the bottom third of the Enterprise lineup, starting with number 8. This is Kelsey Ellenberg. She is the right fielder. And she comes into play today, batting 195 with 5 RBIs. And she hits a shot caught by the third baseman. That's Barrow on the grab, one out here in the second. Yours truly will be in Bay Minette on Saturday for softball at Coastal South. The pitch, ground ball foul to the left side. Looks like Coastal South will make the playoffs. That's a ground ball. Shortstop bobbles, recovers, and is going to put it in her pocket. That's going to be an E6. As Dawes could not get a clean grip on the ball. So a runner on here with one out. Coastal South is at 14-10 in conference, so right now they're in the 3 spot. Wallace Hansville at 20-4. Southern Union a game back at 19-5, so those are the 2 teams most likely to get byes. Shelton is 12-12, and then Northwest Shoals and Snead at 14-14. Chopper, third baseman, has long throw across the diamond in plenty of time. Going to go 5-3 as Wallace grounds out. But the lead runner to second in Kaylee Cooper. Back to the top of the lineup, Chloe Jones flew out to left her first time. So again, it looks like Hansville and Southern Union will get the byes. And then Snead and Northwest Shoals tied for 5th are, looks like 2.5 games clear of Calhoun, who's lost 5 in a row. So it looks like the D1 softball bracket is set for Alabaster, I believe, this coming weekend. The 0-1 pitch is low and away. Wind continue to whip around a little bit in my crowd mic. Again, we encourage you to like us on Facebook. JockJive Sports is the address. That one is hit to left, and it'll be caught. A diving catch by the left fielder as Olivia Michaels' grab saves a run. So Enterprise will leave one on despite an error. Led to the bottom of the second. When we get back, it's a 2-0 lead for the Lady Bow Weevils here on JockJive. Kind of a small world. I'll share with you here in a minute here as Olivia Michael will bat. Mentioned on a couple of the Coastal South broadcasts, one of, I call them my kids I cover at Gulf Breeze High. JC Reed is her name. She's going to be heading to Coastal South next year. Apparently, she is a distant cousin of Miss Kylie Duncan. How about that? Saw her mom had posted something on Facebook about a post I made about the fact that I'm here. The pitch is a grounder. Nice play by the pitcher, Bonds, over to first. 1-3, out number 1. Brooklyn Barrow will come to the plate. Barrow, a freshman's batting .230. She has a homer and 17 RBIs. So again, LBW is a game back of MMI for the 6th and final spot, but they need some help from winless Reed State to clinch a playoff spot. That one is a strike called. So basically, if Reed State was to win one of the 4 games, that means, I believe I was told they need to sweep. I don't think that's the case. The pitch is hit high to center field. Whitehead jogging in a couple steps will make the catch. Out number 2. So 5 of them, 5 down for Alex Carroll. Yeah, so if Reed State was to win one game of the 4, then that does mean LBW would have to sweep, but they're already in a little hole here in the 2nd. And that's a chopper. Pitcher again, Bonds over to first. So a quick 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 2nd. We led to the top of the 3rd. 2-0 Enterprise here on JockJive. Back here in LBW, where the sun has found its way through the cloud cover, which has some folks running for cover. I don't blame them. It is a little on the warm side. The pitch is a ground ball. Shortstop Doss has it over to first in time for the out. 6-3 as Caitlin Money grounds out. Allie Whitehead to the plate. She singled and scored her last time. So it'll be anywhere from, I'd say, 80 to 85 today. This is a rarity, though, that we've had this much cloud cover. It seems like every broadcast we do, there's very little cloud cover at all or no clouds at all. So I guess if you're a fielder, you got to pick this ball up quickly if it's hit in the air, as Whitehead tries to climb the ladder and swings and misses. Whitehead singled and scored her last time. I'm imagining MMI has a Twitter account. You can probably search for it. I imagine maybe they'll be posting their scores there. That one is hit well to left. Left fielder going back and's going to watch it fly out of here. Allie Whitehead's going to touch them all. It's 3-0. I believe that's homer number 14 for Whitehead. $14 RBIs, RBI number 62 on the year. in their 49th game, so she's averaging more than a ribby a game. Shaq Washington homered her last time. The 2 home runs into the teeth of this wind, which is, I don't know, can't be no more than 10 miles an hour. That's low for ball 1. So again, Robert in Montgomery today for the Division II state tournament. That's a swing and a miss, 1-1. We mentioned our Facebook page, JockJive Sports, JockJive also on X and Instagram. You can also follow us on our YouTube page. I imagine Robert will be updating all his scores on all those platforms. That's a good way to keep track of us. The 1-1. Strike 2 called. Like I said, I have to wait. Like I said, I cannot hear much from our home plate umpire from here, so I will do my best not to play umpire. Grace Jernigan, the on-deck batter. The 1-2 to Washington is swung on, held on to for the strikeout. That is the first one for Elena Smith. 2 down for Grace Jernigan. Jernigan reached on an E5 her last time. There must be a pitching rubber on the other side of the outfield fence. It's butted into the right side. For third baseman have to go to second covering for the 3-4. I say that we saw a battery heading that way. So we could be seeing another pitcher eventually here for LBW, but they're coming to the plate here in the bottom of the third looking for their first base runner. They trail 3-0 here on JockJive. Elizabeth Hancock coming to the plate here for LBW. The freshman batting .254. She has 1 RBI on the season. Showing bunt, pulling back, and hitting one. That's going to one-hop to the shortstop to first. They got her. It was interesting because it looked like for a brief moment, Kaylee Cooper, the shortstop, had to wait for it to hit. Looked like it had a lot of English on it, but was able to field it and fire a strike over there. 7 up, 7 down. Cambry Doss to the plate. Was noticing that this electronic scoreboard that they have here at Andalusia, it looks like there's a panel busted out of it. Has me wondering if it's a home run ball that did that damage. From Scottsboro, Alabama, Cambry Doss, Kambrie, and she takes ball 1 low. So we certainly want to thank the powers that be at LBW for bringing us back. I think we were doing their games pre-pandemic, so it's been a few years since we've been here regularly. The 1-0 pitch. Up and away, ball 2. About a 2-hour drive for yours truly. Got to get off at the Holt exit. Go through Baker. The 2-0 to Cambry Doss is off the plate. Yes, ball 3. Like I said, I'm trying not to play umpire, but it looked outside to me. 3-0 with the number 9 batter, Kylie Duncan, on deck. The 3-0 is a strike called, I believe. Yes. It's Kylie Duncan with some words of encouragement. You can see her creep closer to the plate. (3-1) from Bonds. Is hit into right center. Right fielder backpedals, comes in a step, makes the catch. Out number 2. That was Kelsey Ellenberg. So 8 up and 8 down for Kylie Duncan, number 4. Comes into play batting .375. 2 doubles, 2 triples, 8 RBIs in the year. Been to Alabaster, I believe, twice doing the state softball tournament. As she shows bunt, pulls back, it's a strike. North of Birmingham, I believe, but not by much. Corner infielders are in. Meeks at third, Jones at first. Case Duncan gets a bunt down. The 1-0 is going to miss high. I have to admit, folks, not sure where it is, but it says Duncan's from Millport, Alabama. She is a sophomore. So these will be her 2 final games here in Andalusia for her career. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. So she's cousins to JC and Kylie Reed. They're the battery for Gulf Breeze, the pitcher-catcher. Gulf Breeze right now the 7 seed in that region, so it's going to be close if they get in or not. The 1-2 pitch is up. Not sure how if Alabama does this or not, but the FHSA has an agreement with Max Preps where they use their ranking system to determine who gets in or not. 8 teams in one region, which is District 1 through 4, will get in. There's 16 districts in each class in the big classes. The 2-2 swung on, foul, out of play. The rural division, which is the smaller public schools, have one less round. They have 16 teams that make it. I think in part because they finally separated the public and private schools in Florida some years back. The 2-2 to Duncan is a swing and a miss. They'll have to throw down to complete the out, and they do. So 9 up and 9 down after 3. LBW still looking for the first base runner. Bo Weevils will come to bat here in the 4th, leading 3-0 here on JockJive. Back to action here in the top of the 4th. Seems like a fast-paced game, 40 minutes in. Strike called. Actually, that's when the broadcast started. I think we started at 1:05, so technically 33 minutes in. So we are making some good time here. The 0-1 pitch is low. A ball and a strike to Madison Meeks, who grounded out to third to end the 1st inning. We're in the top of the 4th. Enterprise has scored all 3 runs on the long ball. 2-run shot by Washington in the 1st, solo shot Whitehead in the 3rd. The pitch is a chopper. Pitcher has it in plenty of time. 1 out. Again, LBW can still get in, but normally being 1 game back is not a long shot, but when you need help from a team that hasn't won a conference game all year, it makes it a little longer. Reed State and MMI playing this weekend. The pitch low. So even, like I said, if Reed State was to get one against MMI, LBW would have to sweep. And they're down 3 here in game 1 of this 4-game series. Final 2 will be in Enterprise on Saturday. The 1-0 is up. Ball 2. Casey Ellenberg at the plate. She lined out to third. The 1-1 is low for ball 2. And JockJive will be doing the showcase series again this summer, actually wearing one of their shirts. United Baseball is an outfit out of Louisiana, and that is strike 2. They put on these tournaments in the summer, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays around the Southeast for baseball players trying to get some exposure, maybe to play at the JUCO level. The 2-2 is fouled off. I don't think Robert has listed online the tournaments that we're doing, but I can tell you yours truly will be at Troy, at Pearl River Community College, and UWF in June, which means on those particular weekends we'll be in 2 places because Robert will obviously be at the other one. The 2-2 is low and away. Looks like somebody is still warming up on the other side of the outfield fence. Apparently, I guess it hasn't rained here in a while because every time a step is made out there, it looks like Pigpen from the Peanuts cartoons out there. 3-2 is going to be high, ball 4. I imagine if you're under the age of 40, you didn't get that reference, but anyways. One of the cartoon characters was Pigpen. You got it? One of the LBW parents. Yeah, I follow you. Basically, Pigpen, I guess, never took a bath, and he had a big clump of dirt or pile of dirt always following him around. Strike called. 0-1. Again, Enterprise with a runner first. It's up and away. The throw down to second. They got her. She's thrown out. It'll go 2-6. Carroll to, I believe it's Cambry Doss on the put out. Base is now empty. 2 outs here. So, yeah, it's the first time that the Florida High School Athletic Association is doing the best of 3 series. But they're only doing it for the 3 regional rounds. It'll be one and done for the semis and the championship. Many moons ago, from 96 to 2000, I worked at the paper in Flomaton, the Tri-City Ledger, and I remember back then the best of 3 series was only for the state semifinals and the championship. They have since made it for every postseason round. The pitch is a ground ball. Third baseman has it over to first in time for the out. That way you can't just ride one pitcher to a state championship. You got to have a little more than that. We're halfway home here in game 1. It's a 3-0 lead for Enterprise here on JockJive. Back here in Enterprise, LBW still looking for their first base runner. They'll send the top 3 batters in their lineup. Hops, Clements, Ragsdale trailing 3-0. We mentioned LBW made the state tournament on the baseball side, but they lost their opener 5-3 to Bevel. So they will play the early game Friday, the 11 a.m. game. The pitch shows the bunt, gets it down. It's trouble. It's going to be a base hit. Hops gets on base. The first baseman, Jones, was charging, and once it got past her, it was a base hit. So LBW breaks up the no-no and the perfect game all at once. So LB Wallace will await the Central Alabama Wallace-Dothan loser, which is going on right now. Robert Williamson bringing you that action from Riverwalk Stadium. That's home of the Biscuits, I believe, the pitch. I've had them before. They're a little on the messy side, the Montgomery Biscuits. That's their signature dish. Think of the honey chicken biscuit at Whataburger. It's similar to that. Better bring some wet wipes, though. A little on the sticky side. The 1-0 pitch. That one hit to center field. Whitehead's not going to get this one. It's going to one-hop the fence. Hop's going to take it to third and stay there. So a long single, Savannah Clements. And all of a sudden, the tying run coming to the plate here for LBW. It is Chloe Ragsdale. She flew out to center. So, yeah, that'll be an elimination game for the Saints tomorrow morning at 11. Double elimination tournament could go 2 games on Sunday. Championship game is scheduled for 11. The if game would be at 3. Again, JockJive bringing you all of that action. Ragsdale batting from the left side. She shows bunt. She gets it down, and the run will score. A bunt single brings in a run. So 3 straight hits to lead off the 4th, and LBW on the board is 3-1. So the go-ahead run coming to the plate now in Olivia Michael. She grounded out to the pitcher. If you're wanting to go, by the way, it looks like it says here it's a $10 daily admission. Children 6 and under for free. There is a QR code. It's ACCCathletics.com. It's one of the banner stories on the main page. You click on that. So you could get 3 games in a day for $10. That's not a bad deal. As a right-handed hitting Olivia Michael to the plate. Tying run at first, go-ahead run at the plate. The pitch is fouled off her leg. So again, the final 2 games of this series will be Saturday in Enterprise. No broadcast, unfortunately, as we do all the home games for LBW and Coastal North and South. Showing bunt, gets it down, foul. Third baseman charging, read it all the way. Thankfully, Madison Meeks is wearing the face mask. She's the only one outside of the pitcher wearing it. So after being shut out the first time through the lineup, bats starting to come alive a little bit here for LBW. They have broken the shutout. 2 runners on. Go ahead run at the plate. The 0-2 pitch is swung on, missed, held on to for the strikeout. Second strikeout for Gracie Bonds. One down now for Brooklyn Barrow, who flew out to center. Again, game 2 scheduled for 3, but I always tell people that game 2 time's always written in pencil. That's fouled off. You're looking at maybe 25 to 30 minutes in between games. Obviously, the LBW ladies will, I guess, drag the field and water that infield in between games. High for ball 1. Can tell from the screen out there, Brooklyn Barrows from XL, Alabama. That makes her a Panther, I believe. XL and Flomaton, big rivals, I think, in that area with Leroy. the Bears, I believe they are. The 1-1 pitch. The bunt is foul. Not sure if that makes them a 2A school or a 3A, somewhere in there. Guess you could call it a larger small school if there is such a thing. It says she is a utility player. The 1-2 to Barlow is up for ball 2. The bench had been quiet most of the game, but they're back in it now. Now that they've strung together 3 base hits. Wind blowing straight in here. The 2-2 is going to be high, ball 3. Like I said, Enterprise has already punched their ticket to Alabaster next week, so the game doesn't mean a whole lot to them. I mean, you obviously want to win every one of them. Looks like they are the 5th seed. Could get the 4 seed, so they are kind of playing for a better seed. The 3-2 pitch, low and inside, ball 4, and they're loaded. Bring up Alex Carroll, the catcher. Going over those standings again right now. Central Alabama will be the 1 seed. Bishop and Wallace Dothan battling for the 2 seed. Bishop stayed up a game at 24-7. Dothan is 23-9, so I guess that's technically a game and a half. Pitch to Carroll is, I believe, a strike called. So Bevel and Enterprise are battling for the 4th and 5th seeds. Bevel 19-12, Enterprise a half game back at 19-13. So there's still some jockeying for seeding. That one is hit foul to the left side. So it looks like you have the 6 teams that'll be in the tournament. Just a matter of who plays who and when. Central, Bishop, Wallace Dothan, Bevel, Enterprise, and MMI at the moment. We've already mentioned the scenarios for LBW. They need to win all 4 to have at least a chance. 0-2 pitch. Fouled back. But then they need Reed State, who has not won a conference game all year, to win at least 1. As they take on MMI this weekend. All those games will be in Marion because I don't think at this moment Reed State has fields yet. I believe this is their first year of baseball and softball. I think they started basketball a year or 2 ago. 0-2 to Carroll is a ground ball through the 5-6 hole. The base hit, 1 will score. They're going to send the runner around the throw from left field. It's going to go to the pitcher. They may have had a shot at the plate if she had come up firing. But a 2-run single, Alex Carroll, just out of the reach of the diving Meeks and Cooper, who both tried to lay out as Hops will score and Clements will score, and we're tied at 3. As Coach Hadley is making her way out to the home plate umpire with her little clipboard, I imagine we're going to see a runner for the catcher, Carroll. Or, well, actually haven't seen any change yet. Yeah, here we go. We got a runner coming out of the dugout running at second base. Number 7 is Abby Gard. She will run for Barrow, the third baseman. Elizabeth Hancock. Cannot tell the city. Can't tell if it's Pelham or not. This is what happens when you don't listen to your mother growing up. The pitch, showing bunt, pulling back, swinging and missing. Strike 1. Hancock grounded out to shorter last time. It's a bunt to the pitcher, and she's going to beat it out. So we have the bases loaded, another bunt single. think the mystery is she's north of Auburn is where she's from. She got a bunt single. I think the only ball that's left the infield was that little seeing eye single through the left side. Like I said, you would like to hit it hard every time, but if you just find some green, it's good news. Base is full of Lady Saints. As Cambry Doss flew out to right her last time. So LBW pretty much playing for their playoff life. Rallying here in the fourth. Pitch to Doss is fouled off. Doss from Scottsboro, Alabama. Has me thinking of that old Allman Brothers song. But I think they refer to Scottsboro, Georgia in that song, but I'm not real sure. Infielders for Enterprise are in for the play at the plate. Beulah, Alabama has bunted foul. Like I said, having, worked for 4 years in Flomaton, I wouldn't say I'm fluent in Alabama geography, but I can speak a few words, which means I know where Montgomery and Birmingham is, and maybe the schools in Escambia County would play. The 0-2 pitch is strike 3 called. Thought we heard something from our umpire, but wasn't sure. Which means I know schools that would play Flomaton or T.R. Miller, W.S. Neal, or Escambia County or Atmore. Kylie Duncan. And that's a swing and a miss. It looks like, because they have the electronic scoreboard out there and they have a cutout of each of the players. Looks like Kylie donning the tiara on her picture there with the little crown. So Kylie the Queen, I guess. The pitch is going to be high, 1-1. Duncan struck out her last time. Base is full of Lady Saints. It is. Barrow at third. She walked. Correction, that's the runner guard at third. Running for Barrow. 2-run single by Carroll's at second. Bunt single by Hancock. She's at first. The pitch is a ground ball through the hole. A base hit. One is going to score. They're going to send the run around second. The throw coming to the plate will be off. So a single and advancing on the throw. It's a 5-run inning for LBW. They lead for the first time. It's 5-3. So Duncan with the 2-run single. Plating guard, plating Carroll. Back to the top of the lineup as Carly Hobbs will bat for the second time in the inning, the 10th batter. Hobbs takes low and away, ball 1. Wind blowing the flag out just slightly in from left to right. Oh, and she's hitting the shoulder, I believe. Thankfully, she ducked a little bit, would have got her in the head. Bases loaded once more. Savannah Clemens with a single and a run scored her last time. During that inning, we did see a battery, a pitcher-catcher from Enterprise making their way down the right side. And we see a runner making their way down there to try to see if they're ready. So I think Coach Goodson for Enterprise might be wanting to make a change here. Depending on this batter, Clemens. It's a strike. I remember we did a game earlier this year where Clemens clubbed a homer that wrapped around the left field foul pole. I believe it was her first of the year. Savannah with no H on the first name, and she fouls one off. It has 2 N's in it, though. 0-2. Base is full of Lady Saints. They have plated 5 here in the fourth and lead 5-3. Like I said, they need to run the table here this weekend to at least give themselves a chance. And then pray for Reed State. The 0-2 popped up on the infield First baseman into foul ground about 5 feet will make the catch for out number 3. That's Chloe Jones. But damage has been done. LBW plates 5. We've go to the top of the 5th. LBW with a 5-3 lead here on JockJive. Back here in Andalusia, Enterprise will send up 9, 1, and 2 in their batting lineup, starting with Aaliyah Wallace, number 1, who takes strike 1. Wallace grounding out to the third baseman in the second inning. Pitch from Smith is a strike called. 0-2. Again, nice cool breeze blowing. Considering it's almost 80 out, or over 80, that is outside, ball 1. Mentioned it's going to be anywhere from 80 to 85 today. Whoever was throwing for Enterprise has stopped throwing as they make their way to the dugout. The 1-2 pitch, took something off. It's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second time through the lineup, Smith that's just her second strikeout, as Chloe Jones at the plate has flown out to left twice. Batting from the left side. Infielders in all around by maybe a step or two. Anticipating some sort of drag bunt, but she takes one low and away, ball 1. That has got to be awfully hard to pull off the slap hitter, because your body is moving, which means your eyeballs are moving too as the ball's coming at you. The 1-0 pitch is a chopper into center, a base hit. So Jones gets her first hit of the day. 1-out single here in the 5th. Caitlin Money, 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, ground ball to short in the 1st and the 3rd. Plate umpire writing something in his book. I guess he keeps track of the meetings out to the mound. That was a very brief one with pitcher and catcher, Smith and Carroll. The pitch is going to miss high for ball 1. That one will miss low, makes it 2-0. Number 20 is Skylar Fry. She's warming up now behind the Enterprise dugout. That one is a ground ball backhanded by the shortstop. Her play is to second. They get her. Good play there by Doss, who is going away from second, going across her body to Clemens for the 6-4. Fielder's choice. Money safe at first here with 2 outs. Allie Whitehead 2 for 2. She hit a solo homer last time. She's also singled and scored, so 2 runs scored for her. Also had a highlight reel catch out there earlier. The pitch is a strike called. As we hear some oh my goodnesses and other adjectives being uttered from the fans to our right. Not happy with that one, the 0-1. That's interesting. That looked more of a strike than the previous pitch. So it's 1-1. Some of the Enterprise fans just throwing their hands up like we have no idea where the strike zone is. A ball and a strike. The 1-1 to Whitehead. That's going to be up and away, I would assume, for ball 2. Reminds me of this funny story the late Mike Shannon told. I'm a big-time Cardinals fan. Don't hold it against me because I know they stink right now. Told the story about A.J. Przinsky that we'll share after this 2-1. That one hit well to left. It might be another one. It is off the wall. Runner going to come all the way around. Whitehead with a double. So she's a triple short of the cycle. That is her second RBI of the day, bringing in Money all the way from first. It makes it a 5-4 game. But getting back to the story, Mike Shannon was telling a story. This was when A.J. Przinsky was with the Braves. He turns around to the home plate umpire saying, "Give me a ball, one you can see." Home plate umpire walks over to Freddie Gonzalez. "Coach, you're going to need a new catcher," because A.J. got tossed for that. That's pretty funny. Give me a ball, ump, one you can see. Trying to be a little passive-aggressive with the, I guess, the insult there, but I think this is going to be it for Elena Smith. You see the LBW dugout coming out. You might be able to see some of them to our right to congratulate Smith. So Smith can still get the win if this run does not score. As number 8, Harley Morrison, will warm up. We'll give her a minute. We'll be back in a second here on JockJive. Harley Morrison making appearance number 18 on the year, record of 3-2, ERA of 5.04, 39 walks, 19 strikeouts, and 65 1/3. She'll be facing Shaq Washington, who's homered today. That is low and inside, ball 1. Now the dugout down to our right getting a little loud as they look to rally. Again, they are in the playoffs. I believe right now they're seated 3rd. Looks like it says Helena, Alabama, where Harley Morrison is from. That is a strike called, 2-1. Shaq Washington short for Shakira. She has homer today, as we mentioned. She's also struck out, so she's 1 for 2 today. The 2-1 from Morrison is a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. They will send the runner around. The throw from center field will be wide. They're going to try to get her at second. No, she's safe. So Whitehead will score for the 3rd time today. as Washington drives in her second run of the day, and we're tied at 5. So Smith will get the ND, the no decision, as now Morrison the pitcher of record, as Washington having fun out there at second after that base hit. Grace Jernigan to the plate. And she will take a ball up and in. Washington still having fun out there at second, dancing around. She's 2 for 3 today. The pitch is a ground ball. Third baseman and bobbles. It's going to be an E5. Washington's going to try to score, and she will on the head first slide. Barrow tried to make the charging play. It bounced away from her into foul territory, and Washington chugs all the way around from second to score on the E5. And Enterprise back on top. It's 6-5. They trade places as Jernigan ends up at second. Madison Meeks is 0 for 2. She's grounded out to third in the first. She's also grounded out to the pitcher. 1-0 pitch. Is a strike, I believe. Like I said, I can hear it faintly from up here. Like I said, I'd say we're about 50 feet or so from the home plate. The 0-1 fisted foul off the right. So if this score holds, that means LBW is going to need Reed State to split with MMI. And again, Reed State has not won a conference game this year. The 0-2 off the plate. So LBW softball hoping to avoid the same fate as Coastal North baseball, another team we cover. We mentioned Coastal North finishing a game out of that final playoff spot, which I'm sure bittersweet, but happy for Coach Keith Griffin, who's going to be retiring now after he came back for a few years. Matt Collins will take over next year. Swing and a miss. Chased one up in the zone for strike 3. But again, Enterprise plating 3. RBI double from Whitehead. Single by Shaq Washington plating another run. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 6-5 game. Enterprise on top here on JockJive. So Enterprise's Gracie Bonds, who was in line for the win early and was in line for the L in the 4th, now back on top here 6-5 in the 5th, as that is up and away. Washington try to frame. The first pitch thrown to Chloe Ragsdale, who's 1 for 2. She had a bunt singler last time. So it'll be Ragsdale, Michael, and Barrow, the 3, 4, 5 spots for the Lady Saints. They trail 6-5 here in the 5th. The pitch low. We mentioned it earlier. We can see that Chloe Ragsdale's from Molino, which makes her either a Tate Aggie or a Northview Chief. I guess you can go to either school. Not sure where the cutoff is, but it's off of Highway 29. It's where legendary Hall of Famer Don Sutton is from. He went to Tate. Of course, there was no Northview High School when he was coming up. The pitch is a ball. Northview, I believe, was started in about 95, somewhere in there, when Century and Ernest Ward closed to consolidate. I think Ernest Ward has a middle school where the old high school used to be. 3-0 the count to Ragsdale. Bonds' 3-0 pitch is low and away. It's a 4-pitch walk. Tying run aboard. As Michael to the plate. Says, I'm reading here it's 2:15, so yeah, there's no way Game 2 will be starting at 3. As I mentioned, I say that Game 2 time's always in pencil. Olivia Michael, hometown player here from Andalusia. So I imagine she played for the Bulldogs. Michael is Mikel. She's 0 for 2 today. And she shows bunt, gets it down. It gets past first baseman, and a bunt single. And the runner's going to go to third. Trail runner to second, and she's going to be out. I think Michael went out of the baseline, and Coach Hadley's going to get, I guess, another opinion. I think Michael went outside of the running lane. That's why she's called out. But, yeah, it was a ball up and in that she got the bunt down on. But, again, got it past the pitcher and the first baseman. They're going to talk about it. I don't know how the home plate umpire can overrule this call. This might be the case where the base umpires, okay, the head coach came out and I'm just placating her here to have this meeting, even though I know you couldn't see it from there. So Michael's going to be out. She will be getting a bunt single, but thrown out, I guess, something to 4. Lead runner to third here with 1 out. Looks like we will have a new pitcher, I believe, for Gracie Bonds, who can still get the win if they get this runner before the runner comes in to score. Number 5 is going to be Gabby Causey as she warms up. We'll take a break here on JockJive. So again, the tying run at third here in the bottom of the 5th. As Barrow to the plate, and she shows bunt, gets it down. First baseman's going to come home with it. She's safe. And we're tied. 6-all. Jones tried to grab and shovel it to home. And the hustling Chloe Ragsdale comes in to score. 6-all. Is our new pitcher now the pitcher of record for Enterprise. It's Alex Carroll from Crestview. The former Crestview Lady Bulldog hits a grounder just foul to the right of Madison Meeks. Carroll has a 2-run single. She scored. She's also grounded out to the pitcher. Tell you a little bit about Miss Causey, who's now in the circle. And that's going to be up and away. Causey making appearance number 24 on the year. She's 9-10, ERA of 4.13. She has walked 53. She struck out 55 in 103 1/3 innings. That is a strike call. Six all. Enterprise with 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the fifth. The pitch is hit high to center field. Whitehead jogging over a few steps to her right makes the catch for out number 2. Carroll now 1 for 3. Elizabeth Hancock had a bunt singler last time. She's also grounded out to short. LBW with a 5-run fourth. They've added 1 here in the fifth to tie it up. Showing bunt early, pulling back and swatting one foul off to the right. Sun making its way through the cloud cover. Looks like some of these clouds are trying to move out. Didn't see a whole lot of blue sky on the way here. Heavy cloud cover on the 2-hour drive up here. The 0-1 is swatted foul again off to the right. Causey rubbing up the ball on her pant leg, and the pitch is up and away. Ball 1. Showing bunt again, but I imagine she's going to pull it back with 2 strikes. She does, and swings and misses for strike 3. So LBW gets the tying run across on 2 hits. We'll head to the top of the 6th, tied at 6 here on JockJive. Now a battle of the bullpens on both sides. Causey now in for Enterprise. It's Harley Morrison for LBW in a 6-6 tie. It is what is pretty much must win all weekend for LBW. The pitch missing inside to Kelsey Ellenberg. She walked her last time but was thrown out trying to steal and is also lined out to third. 1-0 pitch is a strike, 1-1. So I'm looking at this rate. We're looking at possibly 3:30 or later. As Coach Hadley sent another battery to the other side of the fence to get warmed up. Another pitcher. would be the third of the day. 2-1. To Ellenberg. Be Ellenberg, Cooper, and Wallace, the bottom third of Enterprise's lineup, and that's going to be upstairs for ball 3. As Coach Hadley will make the walk out to the circle. Again, we encourage you to like us on Facebook. We mentioned JockJive Sports is the address. Normally, Robert on Sunday or Monday will list everything we're doing for the week, and then each morning we'll list what's going on for the day. Have not got, actually, we have now. The first game of the day, Wallace-Dothan over Central Alabama, 5-1 in the ACCC tournament. That's the Division II tournament, thanks to Robert. Must have had some mental telepathy there. We were just thinking about what his first score was. They started at, actually that's a noon start, so that was a pretty quick game up there. 3-1 the count. Actually, it might have been 11 o'clock. 3-1 is a strike called. Check that again for you. That was the noon game, so they just have 2 today, as Bevel and Enterprise will play the 3 o'clock game next. You can also get on JockJive and watch that as well. The payoff pitch is fouled off. It is foul. The umpire did not call it foul because I think Ellenberg thought it hit her in the leg or the ankle. She just stood there. But the umpire did not make a signal. Fortunately for her, it spun foul. Payoff pitch. It's going to miss high, ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Ellenberg here in the top of the 6th will bring up Kaylee Cooper. She's reached on an error and it's grounded out. And the wind picking up in my headset here. Not sure if you can hear it on your computer screens. The pitch is up. It looked like Cooper was wanting to lay down a bunt as she flinched slightly, but saw it ride high. Did not offer. We'll see if she shows bunt here again. Third baseman in a few steps on her base. She looks like she thought about it again, but that one's a strike. As the corner infielders were moving, Barrow at third, Ragsdale at first. Anticipating the bunt by 0-0, Kaylee Cooper. Showing bunt, gets it down this time. Third base over in time. The runner going to go to third, and she's going to be safe as the left fielder came in to cover. Good hustle there by Ellenberg, going first to third on, I believe it was a 5-4 sac bunt. So the go-ahead run now at third base with one out. As you imagine, the infielders are coming in. Yep. For Aaliyah Wallace, who's grounded out to third and struck out. Again, those infielders. Barrow at third, Doss at short, Clemens at second, Ragsdale at first, as Coach Goodson will have a quick chat. And it was quick. Actually, I think we're going to see a pinch hitter, it looks like. So we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Wallace, the DP. I don't know if Gracie Bonds will bat for herself here, or who's going to come out of the dugout. As soon as she turns, it looks like number 14 is going to be batting. This is Jamie Jackson. Jamie Jackson batting .286 with a home run and 12 RBIs, and she hits a chopper foul to the right side. Again, corner infielders looking to come home with it if it's hit to him. The 0-1 pitch is off the plate, I believe. Yes, ball one. Pitch is a ground ball. Second baseman's going to come home with it, and it's going to be bobbled. It's a low throw, and she's going to be safe. I believe the runner missed the plate initially and went diving back to it. The ball was thrown low. Ragsdale over at first. And Enterprise back on top here at 7-6. Top of the lineup here for Chloe Jones. Again, we apologize as we're outside, as sometimes this happens. The pitch, a ground ball. Pitcher will go to short at second for one. They will not get the runner first, but they get the lead runner going 1-6. 2 down. That one is a strike called. Caitlin Money is 0 for 3. That one hit well to left field. Left field on the run will make the catch for out number 3. But a walk, a sacrifice, and a fielder's choice puts Enterprise back on top. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 7-6 here on JockJive. See Coach Hadley coming to chat with the home plate umpire to tell him that number 24, Lacey Godden, will lead off the bottom of the 6th. She will bat for Doss. Godden comes into action today batting .333 with a homer and 7 RBIs. Pitch is a strike call. Can't tell, but it looks like it says she's from Boaz, Alabama. The pitch is swatted foul off to the right. Again, they have this electronic scoreboard here at LBW. Down on the bottom right in very small print, it says their position, what year they are, and the city they're from. So it'll be Godden, Duncan, and Hops, the scheduled batters here. The 0-2 to Godden is going to be up and away. And Causey now the pitcher of record for Enterprise. And her 1-2 pitch is a ground ball. Second baseman has it over to first. In time for the out, 4-3. Kylie Duncan had a 2-run single her last time. That was in the 4th. She's also struck out. Corner infielder's in, anticipating some sort of bunt. See if Duncan shows. She does not. It is a strike call. So again, what we'll do, since we have one stream for both of our games, we'll just turn the volume down on the headset and keep the camera going so you'll know when to be ready for game 2. Shows, bunt, pulls back. It misses high for ball 1. Pitch is a chopper. First baseman will have it. She'll win the race to the bag easy. 3 unassisted for out number 2. Back to the top. Carly Hops will bat for the 4th time. She is 1 for 2 and has been hit by a pitch. Pitch is ripped into center, and it'll get down for a hit. I think Whitehead, for a brief moment, thought about laying out, but smartly will let it drop in front of her for the 2-out single. Better to have it fall in front of you for a single and then lay out, and then it becomes extra bases in a 1-run game. Savannah Clemens to the plate. 1 for 3 with a run scored. She bats here with 2 outs. And she hits one past the first baseman into right for a hit. The runner will go first to third. The throw into the infield will put runners at the corners. I think we're going to call that a base hit. That was a hard hit ball to Jones. It kind of ate her up a little bit. It'd be a tough error to give her, so we'll call that a hit. Chloe Ragsdale's been on base twice with a bunt single and a walk. She has scored once. Batting from the left side. That's a strike called. The 0-1. Going to miss high. Throw down to third. Runner's going to try it for second. The throw down is safe. They're going to try to come home with it. She's going to be out by a mile. So that's going to go, I believe, 4-2. Coach Hadley's making a case. I don't know if she's saying maybe she was in the baseline, the catcher, but it's not a very forceful argument. You see her standing there trying to plead her case, but either way, it looks like that's going to be it for the 6th inning. I believe that was Hops thrown out at the plate. So that'll do it. We'll go to the top of the 7th. It's a 7-6 game here on JockJive. Whitehead at the plate to lead off the 7th, and she takes ball 1 low and inside. Whitehead a triple short of the cycle. Single and a run scored in the 1st, solo shot in the 3rd, double and an RBI, run scored in the 5th. Ball 2. Two to Morrison's going to be low and inside for ball 3. Harley Morrison's 3-0, taking all the way, missing inside. It's a 4-pitch walk. So Whitehead on base for the 4th time. We'll bring Shaq Washington to the plate, who's had quite the game herself. 2-run homer in the 1st, single and RBI, run scored in the 5th. She's also struck out once. Enterprise looking for a little insurance here. The pitch is upstairs, ball 1. LBW will have 3, 4, and 5 coming to the plate in the bottom half, starting with Ragsdale. Taking all the way, that's strike 1. The 1-1 pitch is outside, ball 2. The 2-1 is a ground ball to short, could be 2. Shuffles the second for 1 over to first, not in time. Washington beats it out. Fielder's choice will go 6-4. Washington on base for the 3rd time. 1 down here in the 7th. Grace Jernigan has reached on an error twice. She's also hit into a 3-4 sacrifice. The pitch is fouled off her ankle. Ouch. As Coach Goodson coming down to check on her. Claire Goodson, the head coach here for Enterprise. In their season will go past Saturday. LBW still to be determined. Current score does not help them. The 0-1 is strike 2 called. Like I said, they trail MMI by a game for the 6th and final spot, but MMI plays Reed State, who has not won a conference game all year. So LBW's got to do their thing and pray for some help. It's going to be tough to come by. Ball 1. Morrison's 1-2 is hit into left field. It'll drop for a hit. The runner will stop at 2nd in Washington. So 2 on with 1 out. 3rd time Jernigan's been on. Madison Meeks to the plate looking to reach for the 1st time, and it looks like Coach Goodson's going to go to her lineup card. We're going to see a runner for Washington at 2nd perhaps, since she's the catcher. Not sure. But somebody's going to be coming out of that dugout. Or it's going to be a pinch hitter for Meeks. Out of the dugout comes number 20. This is Skylar Fry. F-R-E-Y, as in Glenn. I doubt they're related. And if you're not over the age of 40, you won't get that reference either. The pitch. The late Glenn Fry, unfortunately. Ball 1. Reminds me of a story. Skylar Fry batting .258, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. That one a strike. I'm the oldest of four. Diana is the next in line, my younger sister. She used to live near the St. Louis area. She calls me about 2 years ago. We're about to go to the Eagles concert. I text her back, I hate you. The 1-1 pitch. Now, I don't think they saw Glenn. I think they got to see Deacon, his son, in the band. You can make a case it's the greatest American rock band ever. That'd be the Eagles for you scoring at home. The 2-1 pitch is ripped over the leaping third baseman. A base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. The throw from left coming home is going to be late. The runner will take third on the play. So Fry off the bench with the RBI single. Just out of the reach of the leaping Barlow at third. I mean inches. And I think we're going to see Meeks re-enter for Fry. Yes. So Fry does her job, and she'll sit as Meeks re-enters. Did get to see Don Henley in concert twice back in the 80s during his solo days. That End of the Innocence album is a great album if you've never heard it. Of course, the title track, Heart of the Matter, Last Worthless Evening, great stuff. Kelsey Ellenberg has walked twice. She has also lined out to third base. So runners at the corners here. That one is a chopper. Third baseman has it. She'll go to first to get the out, but a run does come in to score on the 5-3. Ellenberg with the RBI, bringing in Jernigan. It's 8-6. So runners now at first and second with 2 outs. Kaylee Cooper to the plate. She has been on base once with an error, reaching on an error. It's also grounded out and hit into a sacrifice 5-4. She takes one low and away for ball 1. Leah Wallace will bat if the inning continues. Enterprise with a pair of insurance runs here in the 7th. That is upstairs, ball 2. So the line score for Enterprise reads 2-0-1-0-3-1-2 for Enterprise or LBW. 3 zeros followed by a 5 and then 1 in the 5th. Pitch is upstairs, ball 3. In Robert Williamson up at Riverwalk Stadium, home of the Biscuits for the ACCC State Baseball Tournament. Division 2, Division 1 will be next week. Believe it'll be in Ozark. I imagine the Biscuits will be back home next week. That is a strike 1 called. Been there a few times. Parking is a little tough. There is a parking garage next to Riverwalk Stadium, so you'll have to pay to park close. The 3-1 is a ground ball. Shortstop has it over to first. Low throw, but picked out to complete the 6-3. That's Doss to Ragsdale. So LBW down to its final 3 outs. We'll have it here next on JockJive. Got an update from Monroeville, where Bevel State has beaten Coastal North 7-1, so that's important to Enterprise. as Bevel leads Enterprise by a half game coming into today for the 4 spot. Actually, if this score holds, actually those two teams will play each other anyway in the 4-5. The pitch is a strike call. This is Chloe Ragsdale at the plate. She has been on base twice with a bunt single and a walk. She scored once and has also flown out to center. Corner infielders in, anticipating maybe a bunt or a slap hit attempt. The pitch is upstairs, ball 1. So, yeah, I would imagine that Bevel and Enterprise will play in the first round in the 4-5 game, and 3 will play 6, with the 2 seed getting the winner, and the 1 seed will get the 4-5 winner in the double elimination tournament. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back. Ball on 2 strikes. The 1-2 is going to miss high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Ragsdale's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Olivia Michael is 1 for 3 with a bunt single. She'll step to the plate. So if this score holds, that means LBW is going to need Reed State to split with MMI. Again, Reed State in their first year has not won a conference game. The pitch is swung on fouled back. Michael is right on top of that one. Getting the long ball early, the difference in this one. 2-run shot from Washington in the first, solo shot from Whitehead in the third. That is the difference, those 3 runs. They lead 9-6 here in the bottom of the 7th. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Corner infielders still in. Pitch is high, 1-1. LBW bench trying to urge their teammates on. Imagine they've done the math, too, that they need to win this whole series, win all 4, and hope that Reed State can pull off 1. The 1-1 pitch is hit high to right. Right fielder drifting back, coming in a few steps to her left, makes the catch for out number 2. LBW down to their final out here in game 1. Brooklyn Barrow to the plate. She has been on base twice. She has walked and scored, and a bunt single that drove in a run. Former XL Panther. That is a strike call. The 0-1 pitch is going to miss high. 1-1. The game continues. Alex Kara will bat as not sure if Washington called time behind the plate. Like I said, we mentioned about how dry it appears to be here in Andalusia. Anytime you take a step in this grass, dirt flies up. Might have gotten in her eyes, not sure. The 1-1 pitch is strike 2 called. So LBW now down to its last strike. The 1-2 pitch is going to miss up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 from Causey is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that'll do it here for game 1. Forgot to add a run for Enterprise. There's your final score. It's 9-6. So the LBW window narrows even further with that one. So we'll be back in about 25 minutes or so for game 2 here on JockJive. day job. I'm the sports editor at the paper in Gulf Breeze. 2 hours from here. Their baseball team, their high school team, is in the playoffs. Their first game is at 6 tonight. So I'm downsizing my equipment to make it easier to get out of here once the second game is done. Because I'm going to miss like 3 innings or so to get back. Because it's not interstate. Well, it's interstate. You get off the Holt exit, and you got to go through Baker and stuff. So I'm trying to what I have to break down. Yeah. It's not going to be. It won't be NASCAR pit stop-ish, but I'm trying to minimize what I have to pack up and leave. I had a crowd bike, but instead.
Test 1, 2, test. Test 1, 2, test.